JBN, we keep you informed. Returning Jamaicans to make appointment for testing. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisasor-McKenzie says several changes will be made to Jamaica's COVID-19 protocols due to the anticipated increase in the number of people arriving at the island's airports in July. One of the changes that you will see is that you'll not be tested at the airport. You'll go home and you'll go on the JamCOVID app and to make an appointment for testing. This is for our returning Jamaicans, Dr. Bisasor-McKenzie said. She was speaking during the Digital COVID Conversations press briefing held at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, New Kingston, on July 2. If you're not able to use your phone, you can call the health department to set that appointment for testing. And we want you to try to do that testing within 24 to 48 hours after you return to Jamaica, she added. Dr. Bisasor-McKenzie noted that people may not receive their test results within a short time due to the volume being dealt with, adding that it is important for them to stay at home and adhere to all the protocols. The CMO also said that the ministry is moving to use an app for home monitoring. Right now, we're using the app for geofencing, where they get the calls to ensure that they are in the right location. But now you'll get calls from the health department to check on your temperature. And if you're having any symptoms, people from the health department will visit, Dr. Bisasor-McKenzie said. But with hundreds and hundreds of persons that are coming, it's not going to be so easy. There will be a new way to do this. You will be required to put in your temperature and your symptoms on the app, and the health department will be able to monitor you from this, she pointed out. The CMO noted that work is well advanced, and we are hoping that by next week, the latest, we will have this ready, so that all these people that are coming in will be able to use the app. Dr. Bisasor-McKenzie noted that elderly people who are returning to Jamaica may need assistance in using the new facility. If you have elderly persons that are coming, then you make sure that they stay in their room, but you also try to help them, guide them through the process of how they use the phone to report the symptoms, she said. St. Thomas Police appealed for help in probing security guards' murder. The St. Thomas Police are seeking the help of anyone with information that can assist investigators probing the shooting death of a man in the parish on Friday night. The deceased has been identified as 59-year-old Wayne Campbell, a security guard of West Albion in the parish. It is reported that about 10:35 p.m., Campbell was standing with a group of men outside of a shop in West Albion when a gunman walked up and opened fire. Campbell, who was shot in his left shoulder, was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he succumbed the following morning. This brings to 13 the number of persons killed in St. Thomas since the start of the year. 4 arrested after pistol found in refrigerator. 4 men are in custody following the siege of a firearm in Diligent District, St. Elizabeth, on Sunday, July 5. Reports from the Black River Police are that about 3:30 p.m., lawmen conducted an operation in the area where several premises were searched. One high-point C9 9mm pistol was found in a refrigerator on one of the premises. The identities of the 4 men are being withheld pending further investigations. Motorcyclist dies in 5-vehicle crash. A 5-vehicle collision in St. Thomas on Sunday resulted in the death of a motorcyclist. Dead is 35-year-old Dwayne Mitchell of Harborview, St. Andrew. According to police reports, at about 2:15 p.m., a convoy of vehicles, including the motorcycle, were traveling easterly along the Retreat main road in the parish when the lead car was forced to stop on reaching a narrow section of the roadway at the approach of a truck traveling in the opposite direction. This caused a collision with the first 3 vehicles. The motorcycle, which was traveling behind the 3 vehicles, then hit the side of the truck, and the driver lost control of the motorcycle, which slammed into the rear of the 3rd vehicle. He received serious head injuries and was taken to the nearby Princess Margaret Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The drivers of the other 4 vehicles were warned for prosecution pending investigation. Cash and cocaine seized in 2 parish operation man in custody. A St. James businessman suspected of breaching the Dangerous Drugs Act remains in police custody, following his arrest by members of the Narcotics Division in the aftermath of operations that saw the seizure of millions of dollars worth of cocaine and a large sum of cash on the weekend. Reports are that about 11 p.m. on Saturday, July 4, the man, who is of an Irwin, St. Andrew address, was driving an Isuzu motor truck along the Salem Main Road in St. Anne when the police signaled him to stop. The police said he complied, his vehicle was searched, and that 19 parcels of cocaine, weighing approximately 45 pounds, were found, as well as $86,000 and US $1,400. The illicit drugs, which have an estimated street value of $26 million, the cash and the motor truck, along with the suspect's licensed firearm, were seized. On the heels of that seizure, the police searched the businessman's home in Irwin, St. James, about 6 p.m. on Sunday, July 5. They said approximately $750,000, US $800, 44 9mm cartridges, and several vehicles were seized. The police said operations to dismantle and disrupt drug trafficking syndicates across the island will continue as the police work in collaboration with international partners to seek to significantly reduce incidents of drug trafficking. The identity of the suspect is being withheld pending further investigations, the police said. 16-year-old shot dead in Kingston West. A grief-stricken Jacquiline Dunkley says she is bewildered as to why her 16-year-old son Andre Dixon was brutally murdered by a gunman Friday night at the corner of Peckham and Beckford Streets in downtown Kingston. Andre would have turned 17 later this month. According to the police's corporate communications unit, both Dixon and a vendor were hit when two gunmen pounced on them, opening fire about half an hour after the national 11 p.m. curfew took effect. He was pronounced dead at hospital and the woman admitted for treatment. Kingston Western, a compact, high-density area, is the 7th bloodiest police division in Jamaica for 2020 in raw numbers, but has recorded the second highest rise in murders island-wide. Several children, including an 8-year-old girl, have been slain in ongoing gang violence this year. Police data show that murders have climbed from 31 to 50, or by 61%, year-on-year up to June 27, with shootings rising by 37% from 35 to 48. A state of emergency imposed in the division on June 14 has not staunched the bloodletting. Dunkley said that had Andre not gone to the corner after an argument at their Beckford Street tenement home, he would still be alive today and preparing to sit the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate examinations this month at Vauxhall High School, where he was a student up to the time of his death. The teenager had been living with his dad recently, but had returned to Beckford Street to prepare for his exams. The argument in the yard, not nothing for the shooting. Them sit down and talk, not knowing some man a come. Him did out there like all the rest of the youth them would have normally out there, his mother said, her face a portrait of pain and grief. Him get shot in him head and drop on him back, and then them go over him and shoot him up. Dunkley recalled how her son, a cadet at Vauxhall, took his last glance at her while she hugged him before he became totally unresponsive. Andre has been described as a normal student and a social person who got along with his classmates and the teachers. Them at the school, them try to comfort me the best way possible. Andre was easy to get along with. Me want to find out for myself why somebody don't really want to slaughter my child in this brutal way. If he was in gun violence, it wouldn't hurt me so much. I would then say, at least you get pay for what you do, Dunkley said. Firearm and ammunition found in car search. Occupants arrested. A man and a woman are in custody following the seizure of a firearm and the several rounds of ammunition on the Ken Jones Highway in St. Thomas on Sunday, July 5. Reports from the Golden Grove Police are that about 11 a.m., a police team that was on patrol in the area signaled the driver of a Toyota Corolla Axia motor car to stop when he complied. The vehicle and its occupants were searched, and one Glock pistol, along with a magazine containing 10 9mm rounds of ammunition, were seized, the police said. The occupants were subsequently detained on reasonable suspicion of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. Crack task force to go after gangs. a special purpose task force comprising military and police assets, has been formed to combat criminal gangs and organizations. The elite group is an amalgamation of specialized operations of the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF and the Combat Support Battalion of the Jamaica Defense Force JDF. The mission of the specialized operations is to deploy level 2 to 4 tactical policing assets to support the crime reduction effort of the Jamaica Constabulary Force by targeting individuals and gangs that commit murders, shootings, robberies, and other violent crimes, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson is reported to have said. The intent is to dismantle and disrupt the most violent gangs in Jamaica by careful study and investigation of their organization, facilitators, and financing to identify leadership and other key actors for law enforcement applications, the force orders said. The Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, tabled in May the report of the Joint Select Committee that reviewed the Criminal Justice Suppression of Criminal Organizations Act of 2014, commonly called anti-gang legislation, indicated that 389 gangs operated in Jamaica at the end of 2019, 8 more than the number identified in 2018. According to Chang, 250 or 64% were deemed to be active, while the remaining 139 or 36% were classified as dormant. The elite task force is expected to be a high-quality operational response formation utilizing superior intelligence gathering, investigation, and tactical skills to solve public safety problems. 83% of criminal gangs in operation have been classified as first generation, with the remainder termed second generation. The latter, the security minister said, exhibited more centralized leadership and focus primarily on organized crime. The force orders say gangs have been significant drivers of violence, especially murders, shootings, robberies, and rape over the last 40 years. Chang recently informed the Parliament that the corporate area continues to account for the largest proportion of gangs and underscored that they enjoyed the strong backing of some communities. In giving a breakdown, it was revealed that Police Area 4, which comprises the Kingston Western, Kingston Central, Kingston Eastern, St. Andrew Central, and St. Andrew South divisions, accounted for 249, or 64%, of the total number of known gangs across Jamaica. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.